Welcome to another exciting edition of Gotmark76 this week. We have a loaded show lined up for you today. Our main event will see the crowning of a new AWA World Heavyweight Champion as a four-corner elimination match will take place. The four competitors in that contest will be the former champion Jerry Lawler, Stan the Lariat Hansen, Sergeant Slaughter, and Larry Zbyszko. The rules to this match are simple. All four men will be in the ring at the same time. There is no count out. There is no disqualification. Pinfall will eliminate one of the four competitors, bringing it down to three. Eventually, bringing it down to two. And the last man standing will be the new AWA World Heavyweight Champion. We have another big title match. Also scheduled for tonight will be the WWF Intercontinental Tag Team Champions, the Young Stallions, as they defend their championship against Bobby Heenan's Islanders. We have the Midnight Express in action, taking on the original Midnight Express. We have Big Van Vader taking on Dirty Dick Murdoch, and Rick Steiner taking on one half of the United States Tag Team Champion Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious. All this, plus a Clash of the Champions Texas Shootout preview for Gotmark76. We begin today's show with a Midnight Express match. These two teams have been going back and forth all over the country trying to take ownership of the Midnight Express name. The original Midnight Express scored a victory over Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane at Starrcade and are looking to continue the momentum as we join that match in progress as the Midnight Express of Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan take on the original Midnight Express of Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose. The throne of Dennis Condrey and Eaton staying on top. Wait a second, Paul E. dangerously distracting Bobby Eaton as Condrey now working the leg of Beautiful Bobby. These two teams have been tearing it up across the country, fighting over the Midnight Express name as Condrey tags in Randy Rose. Whoops, Bobby Eaton across, drop toe hold, and an elbow to the back. And Bobby Eaton in trouble as Paulie dangerously claps on. And now Randy Rose with a series of punches and ramming Bobby Eaton's face down to the mat. And Rose picks up Eaton, throws him back into his corner. We are seeing more tags. Oh, and Eaton fighting back. We are seeing more tags and more fluid motion going with the original Midnight Express as Eaton tags in Lane, and Lane climbing up top. Not very Lane-like, and a crossbody off the top on Randy Rose. And Lane flying, which is something he does not do often here in the NWA. And now Lane, reversal by Rose. And Lane in trouble. Shoves Lane into the turnbuckle, and the belly to back suplex up and over. Goes Stan Lane. As I was about to say, the original Midnight Express always seemed to be one step ahead of Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. And now Rose tags in Condrey. And again, more double team maneuver, drop toe hold, and elbow by Condrey. The original Midnight Express are a methodical tag team. They don't have the same glitz and glamour that Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane have, but they are tough men who will wear you down and put you away when they can. And now Condrey working over Lane. Leans him against the ropes. Whoops. Lane across the ring. And a stalemate. Lane trying to fight back. Lane whipping Condrey into the turnbuckle. He charges and follows up with a clothesline. And down goes Condrey. Now Lane, and a backdrop by Condrey as Lane was taking his time deciding his next maneuver. And now Condrey picking up Lane. Leans him against the ropes. And whipping Lane across the ropes. And a knee to the midsection. And Lane trying to make a tag, and does! And here comes Bobby with a big clothesline. Takes Condrey down. A forearm blocked by Condrey. And Condrey now with a big right hand. And a face plant to the mat. That's how they won at Starrcade. Condrey rolls over Eaton. Referee counts 1, 2, and 3. And the original Midnight Express with another victory over beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. The double team working of the Midnight Express. And another double team of the other Midnight Express. As Lane went flying, something he does not typically do. But it was a face plant from Dennis Condrey on beautiful Bobby, and here it is, that has put the original Midnight Express on top in this contest. And that's the same maneuver that Condrey used back in December at Starrcade. Fans, we have much more action still to come. We'll be right back after this quick timeout.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Welcome back to Gotmark76 this week. The Royal Rumble took place last week, and we witnessed history as the British Bulldogs defeated Demolition for the World Tag Team Championship. We also crowned a new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion as the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase defeated Don the Rock Morocco. However, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff successfully retained the WWF World Heavyweight Championship as he defeated Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He now knows that his date with Destiny comes at WrestleMania as he will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Hulk Hogan. Also at the Royal Rumble, Ken Patera won the 20-man over-the-top rope Royal Rumble. However, news is coming out of the World Wrestling Federation that Hercules Hernandez is still yet to receive the $100,000 cash prize that Bobby Heenan was going to give the last remaining member of his family in the Royal Rumble contest. I'm sure we'll have more on that next week. However, we take you to this week's Wrestling Challenge as the Young Stallions defend their Intercontinental Tag Team Championship against Bobby Heenan's team of the Islanders. And there they are, the Young Stallions, the Intercontinental Tag Team Champions. One would have to think that they are by default the number one contenders to the World Tag Team Championship. Now, signed for a couple weeks down the road at Saturday night's main event, Demolition will get their rematch against the British Bulldogs. But one would think that the Young Stallions could be in line for a future World Tag Team title match. And keep in mind, they defeated the British Bulldogs to win the Intercontinental Tag Team titles. And here we are, set to defend them, against the Islanders of Haku and Tama.
Intercontinental Tag Team.
And the referee calls for the bell, and away we go. As you can see, as Texas Tornado rules, all four men in the ring at the same time. as Tama works over Paul Roma and Jim Powers working over Haku. And a big right hand by Paul Roma staggers Tama into the corner. And a big chop. And Paul Roma in control. Powers in control over Haku. And up and over goes Haku to the floor. And Paul Roma stomping the arm of Tama. These two men of Roma and Powers are definitely on a hot streak here in the World Wrestling Federation. Few teams are hotter. The Islanders, former World Tag Team Champions, as Roma goes for the cover. Referee counts one and that's it. Tama kicks out. The Islanders are former World Tag Team Champions. They won those titles almost a year ago at the main event. The same night that Paul Orndorff defeated Hulk Hogan for the world title. And now, Haku and Powers trading blows off the ropes and dropping the leg is Paul Roma on Tama. And a shoulder block and a clothesline over the top goes Haku. I'm doing my best to call the action fast and furious here on Wrestling Challenge as the Islanders want to regain gold and add it to the Bobby Heenan family. Of course, a lot of controversy going into the Bobby Heenan family. We mentioned at the top of the program, it has been a week since the Royal Rumble, and Hercules Hernandez has yet to receive his $100,000 cash bonus from Bobby Heenan as Paul Roma sets up Tama for a powerbomb down. Goes for the cover. Referee counts one. And a kick out at one by Tama. And Hercules was asked earlier this evening, and another leg drop by Roma, if he had gotten the money yet, and Hercules kind of shrugged off Mean Gene Okerlund. Well, we'll see. I mean, $100,000 is nothing to blink at. As Powers has Haku up and down with a gorilla press slam. And now Powers in control, goes for the cover. Referee in position, but Tama breaks up the pinfall. I don't think it was going to get a Haku in that case anyway. And Roma has Tama up and a gorilla press slam down on Haku. And the young Stallions in complete control. The fans have risen to their feet. And they like the excitement that the young Stallions bring. Powers has Haku up. And a running power slam, that could be it. Powers goes for the cover and is broken up. And a suplex by Roma on Tama. And now Roma climbing the top rope. Could it be the splash? He calls it the coast-to-coast splash and he nails him. Tama's in trouble. Roma goes for the cover. Powers takes out Haku. 2 and 3. The young Stallions retain the Intercontinental Tag Team Championship here on Wrestling Challenge. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. And from what I was able to tell, the young Stallions pretty much dominated this contest. Maybe, just maybe, they are what the British Bulldogs said they are, and that's the best tag team here in the World Wrestling Federation. Fans, we have much more wrestling action to come. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout.
Tag Team Paul Romy and Jim Powell.
Welcome back to Gotmark76 this week. One of the biggest rising superstars in the NWA is the superstar from Japan, Big Van Vader. He is set to square off against Terry Bam Bam Gordy in 2 weeks' time at Clash of the Champions Texas Shootout. However, before we get there, he squares off against the dirty one, Dick Murdoch, and we go to WCW Saturday night for this great contest. And we are set to go here in this big matchup, one of Big Van Vader's toughest competitors to date, and a big clothesline by Vader takes Dirty Dick Murdoch down, goes for the cover. That could be it, but no! Vader picks up Murdoch in a little bit of a taunting here. And Vader, with a big backhand, takes Murdoch down. Murdoch is not someone to be taken lightly here in the NWA. Off the ropes and a big drop kick. The 450-pounder got off his feet and delivered a drop kick to Dirty Dick Murdoch, a forearm and a double axe handle clothesline from the back. This guy Vader is almost unstoppable. And Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Big Van Vader are going to get it on at Texas Shootout. And a big right hand to Dick Murdoch takes him down to the concrete floor. Vader follows suit, picking up Dick Murdoch and throwing him hard into the ring. And Murdoch trying to recover as Vader climbs up to the top and Murdoch catches him. Murdoch making a comeback. I spoke too soon. Vader with a big kick takes down Murdoch again. Over the top rope goes Dirty Dick. And now Vader celebrating here to the fans at center stage as he follows Murdoch on the outside with a big boot and a big elbow drop. Murdoch's in trouble. Another elbow drop. I have rarely seen Dirty Dick Murdoch this manhandled, but this 450-pounder is having his way with Dick Murdoch right now. The referee is up to 4, and these men better be careful or it will be a double countout as Vader gets back into the ring. And Murdoch starting to move on the outside floor. The count is up to 7. And Vader's gonna let him back into the ring. And he meets him with a big body block. Takes Murdoch down. Murdoch with a rake of the eyes. He's finally had enough. An elbow to the top of the head. Backs Vader into the corner. A left jab. Murdoch making a comeback and a big chop. And Vader stunned and hits the mat. Murdoch making a comeback. Has Vader, whips him into the turnbuckle, goes Vader, chest first into the top turnbuckle, and an elbow! And he has Dick Murdoch up! Could it be that choke slam? And up, and it is! Up and down! And Murdoch picked up, he's 280 pounds, picked up like he was nothing! And now Vader's setting him up, could it be that powerbomb maneuver? He has Murdoch up, and down! Nails Murdoch with a powerbomb! Vader goes for the cover, he can count to 10. Vader picking up a victory here over Dirty Dick Murdoch. And he will have his hands full with Terry Bam Bam Gordy in what I would call a power of the power bombs, a battle of the power bombs at Clash of the Champions. This man is unstoppable. And Terry Gordy is going to try and be the first to get a victory over Big Van Vader here in the NWA. Fans, don't go away. We have much more after this quick timeout. And what a dominating performance by Big Van Vader, making short work of Dirty Dick Murdoch. Two tag teams who are also dominating the scene would be the Steiner brothers and the new U.S. Tag Team Champions, the Skyscrapers. Our following contest here on Gotmark76 this week features half of both of those tag teams going at it as Rick Steiner takes on Sid Vicious. And Sid, patronizing the fans here in Atlanta, and a big boot takes Steiner down. Sid in control in the early going of this contest. And a big boot takes Steiner down again, goes for the cover, and Steiner kicks out before the referee can begin his count. It will take more than a couple big boots to put Rick Steiner away. And the Skyscrapers won those U.S. Tag Team Championships about a month ago. And one would think the Steiners will be in line for a future title opportunity. But there are many teams after the Skyscrapers, of course, the Fantastics, You have the Steiner Brothers, the Rock and Roll Express, the Freebirds, and the Varsity Club amongst the top teams. As Sid whips Steiner up and over the top. And now we'll bring in Rick Steiner to the ring with a suplex up and down. Goes Rick Steiner. And Steiner's in trouble. The match has just begun. But Steiner already in trouble. Big clothesline by Sid takes Rick down. And now Sid has Rick on his shoulders. And a reversal. And a DDT by Rick Steiner. And there is hope. Sid wisely rolls out of the ring to try and collect himself. And Rick Steiner follows suit. And Sid with a series of elbows to the side of the head of Rick Steiner. And the referee has begun a count. Oh, the whip hard into the guardrail. But Rick Steiner fights back. And Sid responds with another boot to the face. That's the third or fourth one in this match. And Rick Steiner might want to check to make sure all of his teeth are still in his mouth. Both men back in the ring. Sid whips again up and over. Rick Steiner goes over the top. And the referee again has begun his count. As Rick grabs Sid Vicious and rams him face first to the mat. And throws Sid back into the ring. Rick follows suit. And fighting back is Sid Vicious. What a back and forth contest thus far in this contest. Sid has Rick Steiner up. And another elbow. A second elbow. And a third elbow takes Rick Steiner down to the mat. And Sid drops the elbow on Rick Steiner. As Theodore R. Long cheers on in the background. And now, a gorilla press slam. Sid has Steiner up and down. Drops him, body first to the mat. And now has Rick Steiner up for a choke slam. Could it be? He has him up and slams him down to the mat. And Rick Steiner's in trouble. The referee goes for the count and waits. Sid picks up Rick Steiner, not wanting to pin him. And that may come back and bite Sid later on in this contest. As Sid throws Steiner up and over the top rope again. I think Rick Steiner has spent most of this match on the outside floor. And the other half of this match has been total domination on the part of Sid Vicious. And the referee has begun to count. As Sid Vicious is egging Rick Steiner to come back into the ring, and Steiner does. And is met with a forearm to the back, a punch in the midsection. And a missed forearm this time. Steiner fighting back with the right hand. A left jab to the midsection. Has Sid up against the ropes, forearm to the back. Another forearm to the back. And Sid now in trouble. Steiner goes for the cover. Referee counts, and not even a 1 for Big Sid. And now Rick has Sid on his shoulders. And a flapjack takes Sid down. As Steiner's starting to feel it here, trying to get the momentum of the fans. A schoolboy from behind, and Sid easily grabs the ropes. I guess when you're 6'8", your arms can reach the ropes from just about anywhere in the ring. And now Sid being whipped into the turnbuckle. And it meets Rick Steiner with his elbow, and now picking up Steiner. Could it be that power bomb finishing maneuver? And it is a power bomb, and that should be it. Sid goes for the cover, 1, 2, and a kick out by Steiner. Don't ask me how, but Rick Steiner kicked out of Sid Vicious's power bomb, and there is still fight in the dogface gremlin. As Steiner fighting back, blocked a punch by Sid, then one of his own, and a big right hand by Sid staggers. And an inside cradle. And Steiner kicked out at 1. And Sid hits a leg drop. Goes for the cover. This could be it. 2. And throw a kick out again. Rick Steiner showing a lot of fight. And now a side slam takes Rick Steiner down. Sid Vicious has been in control 80% of this contest. Goes for the cover 1, 2, and no can. A kick out by Rick Steiner. And Sid Vicious may be getting frustrated not being able to put Rick Steiner away, as Steiner reverses it and throws Sid into the ropes and falls into the clothesline from behind. And wait a second, Teddy Long having words with Rick Steiner, allowing Sid Vicious to get back to his feet. And a big clothesline by Sid takes Rick Steiner down. Sid picking up Steiner. Has him lined up, going for the powerbomb, and Steiner with a Steiner line takes down Sid. Rick Steiner making a comeback, dragging Sid to the center of the ring and stomping the face of Sid Vicious. And now a series of right hands connecting on the forehead of big Sid Vicious. And Rick Steiner in control. He's allowing Sid to get back to his feet. Has him with a belly-to-belly suplex up and over. Goes for the cover. Oh, and Sid made it to the ropes. And Rick Steiner, this is a tale of two matches because for the last 3 minutes it's been all Rick Steiner. Back and forth trading blows. Sid getting the better of it. Oh, and a big boot takes Steiner down again. Sid climbing that second turnbuckle and nails an elbow across the forehead. And Sid can feel it. Maybe he can finally put Rick Steiner away. Drops the elbow. Goes for the cover, and that might be it. Referee counts 1, 2, and no again. A kick out by Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner showing the fight, the pride of Michigan University, and kicking away at Sid, whipping Sid hard into the turnbuckle. Oh, and a drop kick from behind takes Sid down. Steiner feeling it, kicking away at Sid. Setting Sid up, getting back to his feet, another belly-to-belly suplex, goes for the cover again, and the ref again, Sid makes it to the ropes, and Teddy Long up on the apron. What's Teddy doing? Teddy's in the ring, Steiner up on the second rope, but what is Teddy Long doing? He's suplexing Rick up, and that will end in a disqualification. Your winner by DQ is Rick Steiner. What was that all about? Fans, we'll have much more action after this quick timeout. Welcome back to Gotmark76 this week, and earlier in the show, I made some comments regarding Hercules Hernandez shrugging off when being asked when he would get his $100,000 prize for being the last Heenan family member involved in the Royal Rumble. Well, it turns out he did make a comment after all. Both Bobby Heenan and his family may want to pay close attention.
I'm a pretty patient man, but $100,000 is $100,000. Heenan, I want my money by next week or else.
Welcome back to Gotmark76 this week. Just 2 weeks ago, we showed you exclusive highlights of the AWA World Title match between champion Jerry Lawler and challenger Stan the Lariat Hansen. That match ending in controversy as Larry Zbyszko distracted Jerry Lawler, allowing Stan Hansen to roll up Jerry Lawler from behind. After further review from the AWA president Stanley Blackburn, it was decided that since Stan Hansen had used a chair in the contest and the outside interference by Larry Zbyszko, that the AWA World Title would be held up. This week's main event brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada, and a 4-corner elimination match. It will be between Jerry the King Lawler, Stan the Lariat Hansen, Sergeant Slaughter, and Larry Zbyszko. The winner of this contest will be the new AWA World Champion. The rules are simple. There is no countout, no disqualification. Every pinfall or submission will eliminate a competitor from the match until there is only one man standing. Without further ado, let's take you to this week's main event and crown a new AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And up and over goes Zbyszko as Slaughter firing away on Jerry Lawler. And Hansen and Zbyszko are on the outside. And it was Larry Zbyszko who 2 weeks ago made his way down to ringside. I think he was more or less there to, I guess, show his disdain for Jerry Lawler than he was to support Stan Hansen. But at the time, his interference caused Stan Hansen to become the champion temporarily until Stanley Blackburn reversed the decision and held the title up. And he wanted to do something that has never been done before in the AWA, and that was involve the top 4 contenders. So you had Jerry Lawler, the champion, the number 1 contender, Stan Hansen, the number 3 contender, Sergeant Slaughter, the number 4 contender, Larry Zbyszko. And one of these 2 men will walk out of this match as new AWA World Champion, as Lawler and Zbyszko double-teaming Sergeant Slaughter, and Slaughter in trouble while Hansen on the outside, Zbyszko with a big right hand to Jerry the King Lawler. Again, this is an elimination style match. So all 4 men have a chance and opportunity. I doubt you'll see any breaking up of submission maneuvers or pinfalls because you want as many people to be eliminated except for yourself. So I do not see too many people working together for too long in this contest. And Hansen, the big right hand. Another right hand smash over Larry Zbyszko. Up and over goes Slaughter, and Lawler knocks Slaughter to the ground. And now Hansen setting up Lawler on the top rope, has him tied up in the tree of woe, and now choking Lawler with his big boot. And again, the referee was not going to count or disqualify Hansen. There is no DQ. And now Slaughter rebounding off the ropes. Oh, and 300 pounds across the neck of Stan Hansen as Larry Zbyszko there to pick up the pieces, but Slaughter going for a DDT, stopped by Hansen. They both want to get their hands on Larry Zbyszko. And the snake eyes in the corner, and Zbyszko's in trouble as Slaughter and Hansen go at it. And now Slaughter has Hansen set up. Off the rebound. And there it is again. 300 pounds across the neck of Stan the Lariat Hansen. And a neck breaker by Larry Zbyszko. Lawler in trouble. Zbyszko taking Lawler to the center of the ring. Referee's in the count. 2. And a kick out at 2. And Lawler was almost the first elimination of the contest. And up and over goes Hansen down to the mat. And Slaughter following suit. And Zbyszko stomping away, in control. Lawler with a shoulder block takes Zbyszko down. Slaughter in control on the outside. And now Lawler whipping Zbyszko into the turnbuckle. Oh, and a knife edge chop on the chest of Zbyszko. Going for the cover. Referee in position 1. And a kick out at 1 by Zbyszko. Hansen gets tossed back outside the ring again. And Slaughter and Hansen going at it, spending more time on the outside than the in. And Lawler and Zbyszko. And I'm sure Lawler wants to definitely get his hands on Zbyszko for costing him the title, regardless of if Lawler's able to pull this victory out today. It was Zbyszko that cost him the title in the first place. And now Lawler with a scoop slam reversal by Zbyszko and drops him back. And a scorpion death drop. Zbyszko, reversal by Jerry Lawler, who of course the fans here in Las Vegas appreciate the talent of one Jerry the King Lawler, as Slaughter firing away on Stan Hansen. Zbyszko in control with Lawler, ramming him headfirst into the ring as Stan Hansen takes control over Slaughter. And now Hansen making his way over and going after Zbyszko. Oh, and Hansen took Zbyszko and Lawler down with one chop. And now Slaughter going after Lawler. He had his choice of who he wanted to go after. Throws Lawler into the stairs. And a savant kick by Zbyszko and a forearm to the back by Hansen. And a chop by Hansen. And again, Slaughter took out Hansen and Zbyszko with a big boot. The fast and furious action here in the AWA as all four men are battling it out on the outside floor. And now Lawler throws Slaughter into the stairs. A little bit of payback from just a moment ago. And a Russian leg sweep by Lawler on the floor to Stan Hansen. Zbyszko back in the ring wisely. And Lawler follows suit, followed by Sarge. And a scoop slate backbreaker by Larry Zbyszko. And Lawler in trouble, rolls to the outside. Now front face lock by Hansen. And wait a second, double teaming over here. And a double DDT takes Slaughter up and over. But that team didn't last long. Big hip toss by Hansen. And Zbyszko in trouble as Stan Hansen stands tall. And now Hansen raking the eyes of Larry Zbyszko. And a big right hand. And a belly-to-back suplex up and over. Folded Zbyszko like an accordion. Hansen in control, picks up Zbyszko, has him lined up. Into the turnbuckle goes Zbyszko. And now Hansen, a snake eyes on Zbyszko, and Lawler nailed a forearm as Zbyszko was falling back. And another series of left hands by Lawler. On Hansen, Sarge working over Zbyszko. Lawler goes for the cover on Hansen. This could be at 1, 2, and 3. And Stan Hansen has been eliminated by Jerry the King Lawler. And now Lawler whipping Zbyszko into the turnbuckle. And Sarge with a shoulder block. Larry's in trouble. A big right hand. Oh my gosh. Another shoulder block. And now Sarge and Slaughter choking out Zbyszko. And Lawler letting him do it. Of course, he can't interfere because there's no disqualification. And now Lawler setting up Slaughter for a pile driver. And he nails a pile driver. Lawler nailing Slaughter with the pile driver. Dragging Slaughter to the center of the ring. Goes for the cover. The referee counts 1, 2, and 3. And Jerry Lawler has eliminated both Stan Hansen and Sergeant Slaughter. And only Larry Zbyszko remains. One of these two men will become the new World Heavyweight Champion. They're fighting on the outside. Oh, and Lawler rammed head first into the guardrails with busted open. Lawler busted open. This could be the opening that Zbyszko needs. Throws Lawler back into the ring. Pinfall or submission will win the world title. And Lawler, a bloody mess, exchanging blows with Zbyszko on the outside. And now Lawler, with left-handed jabs and a big right, staggers Zbyszko. The fans have risen, they're on their feet. They're pulling for Jerry the King Lawler. As Lawler pushed away by Zbyszko. And now Zbyszko has Lawler. Throws him into the ring. And an elbow to the forehead. Oh my gosh. He busted open Lawler some more. Goes for the cover. New champion crowned. Referee counts 1, 2, and 3. And the elbow, the bare elbow to the forehead of an already busted open Jerry Lawler did more damage. And Zbyszko pins Jerry the King Lawler to become the new AWA World Heavyweight Champion. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. But, oh, Lawler needs medical attention. He is busted open big time. And there he is, the new AWA World Heavyweight Champion, Larry Zbyszko.
World Heavyweight Champion, Larry Zbyszko.
Fans, we thank you for tuning in to Gotmark76 this week. The crowning of a new AWA World Heavyweight Champion, Larry Zbyszko. Thank you for tuning in to Gotmark76. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. What the what?